It's Wednesday,
back.
Ken, and I'm back from Batu. I made it back from Batu. So
Yes.
the show,
Secret mission.
yes, the show starts in just a few.
I've been running scams on the street since I was 10. I've been running scams on the street since I was 10.
Hey, Mike, what do you see? A falcon that inflates for free. Hey, Ken, what's the drill? Blue milk sipping gives me a thrill. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. Left, right, left, we're marching through. Cosplay helmets and a saber or two. Hey, Mike, what's the plan? To nerd out harder than anyone can. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. So grab your gear and join the crew. Mike and Ken got a show for you. Laughs and stars and a galaxy far. The Falcon's ready, let's raise the bar. Hey! Hey, Mike, what do you see? A falcon that inflates for free. Hey, Ken, what's the drill? Blue milk sipping gives me a thrill. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. Left, right, left, we're marching through. Cosplay helmets and a saber or two. Hey, Mike, what's the plan? To nerd out harder than anyone can. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. So grab your gear and join the crew. Mike and Ken got a show for you. Laughs and stars and a galaxy.
Hey,
Here we are.
howdy, and Spartan's back.
Awesome.
So let me,
So good to see you.
yeah. Let me.
And great to see you back too.
Huh?
I said, I'm
Oh
glad
yeah,
to
I
see
was
you
going
back
too. So whoops, but I'm under Mike. I did all that fixing and I forgot to fix my name and title. I'm the rambling Star Wars fan too.
Aren't we all though? In some
Yes, that's true.
ways. Like I am John Jacob Schingelheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too.
Right. Isn't it what is it, Spartacus, the movie Spartacus? I don't think the history Spartacus, where everyone said I'm Spartacus, but I think the movie everyone said they were Spartacus. So so Ken, where can people find you before we get started on this hot Wednesday?
Well, in heat like this, you can find me mostly indoors. But when I'm not flying around the galaxy in the co-pilot seat, I can sometimes be found around the Dejeric table with the guys from Bantha Milk Podcast. Every so often, I'm bounty hunting across the galaxy with our buddy Todd. And then every so often, maybe every 3 or 4 months, I put out an episode of the Rambling Star Wars Fan.
It's like a fine
How about
wine.
you? What was that?
Here, you can find me here. Last week, you could have found me at Batu West. Star Wars Geek Girl, her podcast, and 501st Cast, which we have one coming out on the 5th. Hopefully the holiday does not slow us down. But yeah, so mainly here. It's cool. So Ken, I think I know the answer to this, but we'll start anyway. Did you do any trooping since we last talked?
No trooping. Nope. Just been working on small pieces of my next post-Imperial Mandalorian kit.
Nice. Yeah, June is a hit or miss month for trooping. Because there's a lot of travel for not only the troopers but for the events people that putting. There's not nearly as many events.
As weird as this sounds, I feel like I'm just recovering from the month of May. Month of May was crazy wild for me. A month like I never expected. And I've just been trying to get my head around all of the things that happened then.
Yeah. Well, and see, so my problem is usually like May is building towards the end of the school year. So you're thinking of all the things you want to get done over the summer. And so my wife and I put together a list of like all the house non-Star Wars things that we have to get done. And then we took a earlier trip out to LA to visit Zoe. And so I had 2 days between when school left out and when I went out to LA, and I got all but one of my summer projects done. So like I just went crazy on it, which I'm glad now after the heat this week. But yeah, I haven't.
You're supposed to be in the triple digits, at least from a heat index standpoint.
Yeah, it was like 100 here today. So, and it was just, there was like no air moving. It was like, I opened the door. I was like, it doesn't even look that hot out. And it was just like, it was like opening the door of an oven, like I was like, oh, so yeah. And then last night, like we got home from LA. LA was like 60 in the evenings, and like you almost felt like you had to have a jacket and stuff like that sometimes. So yeah, it was, cool. It was a weird coming back to LA. But I didn't troop, but I did I went to Batu West, and I got to ride the new I think I got to see some of the changes on what's the Star Tours. So we got
Smuggler's Run?
No, Star Tours.
Okay.
They put like a Boba Fett in there now, like at the beginning.
Okay.
Like when
I didn't realize.
Vader,
Okay.
when Darth Vader comes out and holds the thing. Well,
yeah.
Zoe's like, well, if we get the rare one, it's that same thing, but Boba Fett's like standing off to the background. So he was standing off the one time we went.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we got to do all that. I was the spy. I think the guy I wore my 501st shirt when we went to Batu. And the guy letting us in was like, hey, I'm a member from, the guy attended. And then that mission, I was picked as the spy. So I think that tells me that maybe the picking of the spy isn't nearly as random as they make it out to be.
Yeah, I kind of know the secret to it.
What is it?
So they've actually got a board that's, I don't know if it's at the front or by the main door, and every seat has a like a button for the seat.
Yeah. I thought that was for the belts.
Well, it's for both, and so it shows who has their belt connected and who doesn't, and they flip one of the switches, and then the camera picks up. At least that's what I think it is, because there's been 2 times that we did this, and it happened both times. Heather and I were in line, and we were close to the ride operator, and we were just so happened to be saying out loud, as many times as I've ridden this, I've never been the spy. I wonder what that's like. So we just dropped it, and then Heather got picked one time, and then the other time I got picked.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it was nice. They it looked like I can't remember if they redid the interior. It looked a little different to me.
Okay.
Walking in, like the queue line. But there was no line. Like we literally on that one, we never waited. It was just the wait
And
was how long it took you to
C-3PO
look.
always looks shiny, no matter what. He never
Oh
looks
yeah, yeah,
dusty. That whole area always looks pristine.
yeah. And then we went to Batu. We got to see Princess Leia. So that was.
Did you see the new Mando stuff in Smuggler's Run?
Oh yes, yes. So we wrote it a bunch of times. And there's a way you hold certain buttons and you can get just Grogu to speak over Mando, but we couldn't get it. We were pushing the buttons wrong or something. But yeah,
funny.
we actually took both times or every time. I think we wrote it like 4 times. We just took the back seats. Like we were
Engineer seats.
We just took the engineers so we could just play around with the buttons and see Grogu and stuff and let the other people fly. I think my only gripe with that game or that flight is I always have so much fun hitting the buttons that sometimes I realize, hey, I'm not looking out the window. You know what I mean? Like that's my own personal, not a dig at the game, just a dig at how I play it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So we talked about the heat, but what have you been working on your
I've been working on my gauntlets, and I've got to say, as much as I like the idea of the gauntlets, I'm not a fan of the greeblies that are on them. So there's this one greebly specifically that it's just so fragile. So if you look at this little piece right here,
yeah.
It's secured to the side by one small socket here, which is about the diameter of an old metal coat hanger.
Right.
One small flat section here.
Yeah.
And then one small flat section here. So this is only attached to this flat piece in 3 small areas, and I'm just so worried that this is just going to pull off.
So I have a suggestion for that. What if you take a half a piece of PVC pipe and drill a bunch of holes like a machine gun thing, and angle it back a little bit and put it over top, so it looks like a heat shield,
like a shield.
Yeah, but like just so cut a piece of PVC pipe in half. But angle the front at like a 45, clean it all up, and just drill holes, because then you could put that right in there, and that could also be another access point to put an LED light.
Good point.
Behind the shield, and it would keep it from really getting caught on anything. Because if you cut that thing in a 45 where you can still see the nozzle, that 45 will keep anything from getting hooked on it.
Yeah, good point.
That would be my suggestion on that thing, and that might look kind of cool too. Yeah,
because I definitely imagine that little thing there is going to get pulled off so darn easily, because it's only attached by 3 small places of contact.
Yeah, I would think of doing something like that especially if you're, since it's a custom Mando, you can go nuts on that.
Yeah. And any sort of additional protection, because on my other gauntlets, I've got a rocket on one of them.
Yeah, and
I've had the tip broken right off of it before, and had to glue it back together, because a bunch of people were horsing around me, and as they jerked by me, my rocket got caught on them.
Yeah, like I said, you could probably throw some greeblies like that on it and protect it. That would be my. And again, then you could throw an LED on both sides of it that would kind of glow through the heat shield. Like put some orange ones on, so it just looks like it's,
Cool idea. I mean, yeah. That's the only thing I've been working on recently, because
it looks good though. It looks really good.
I've been doing all sorts of different things around the house, and a new setup for my stuff. So
yeah, it looks bigger. It looks like you're in a bigger room. Did you just push the walls out?
Yeah, I got we went down to our local Lowe's and rented one of their room stretchers.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
They
it's
said
really
they had
bad
a
for your neighbors, but the neighbors get a smaller room. But
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's
Thankfully for us, when we went down, the right-handed room stretcher was in, but they said that the left-handed room stretcher was unavailable.
That's funny. Well, I
Did you do any other than the home repairs? Have you done any costume stuff?
well, so let me think. I'm printing a pit droid for Zoe's friend. She doesn't know about it, but Zoe knows about it. So that just tied my printer up for a minute. But today I just went out. It was hot. I worked a little bit on my Boba Fett helmet. Working on. So I don't know if I should have brought the cans down. You know, the spray, filler, and primer.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that's just spray, filler, no primer.
Yep.
Did you know that?
Yes.
See, I didn't know that. So my friend who did an astromech droid said he just did that without adding anything and got the thing smooth. See, I used them interchangeably, like they were basically the same thing. So I'm going to try that. But I worked on that Boba Fett helmet I found. I worked on that. I think tomorrow I have the greeblies for it. I may just reprint the greeblies in resin so I don't have to smooth them out. Because I'm like, okay, it'll take a can of primer, which is $9, or some resin and no primer, so I worked on that. And then I was thinking of you and Todd. So I pulled a bunch of droid parts out. And so I took I have it's a 3D printed 3PO leg.
Okay.
That someone gave me during COVID. And the problem is it's not wearable. And because it's been sitting, it's warped in a couple places. So I glued all that would fit together. I spray painted it gold. I cleaned it up a little bit. I'm going to weather it and put some wires hanging out. So I'll have at least 2 or 3 3PO legs done.
Nice.
To give towards any Babu Frick or Jawa repair station. And I also pulled the choppers out and I started putting the chopper together. I went today when it was hot, I needed a break. I went to the hardware store and I had to buy, I think it's 1/8 inch metal rods because there's pins in there that line up all the panels. And so that's tomorrow. The chopper. I have 2 of the bodies completely finished probably tomorrow. I don't know if I have a second set of legs, so I'm going to put the legs on the best one. I just need to get the parts out. So I'll probably have a static chopper here in a couple days to sit down here. And then the other one I'll probably paint it like a rusty color. Okay. And, just see what I got. I'm just trying to get the stuff out of my garage. It's mainly the stuff I do in between while, I'll put some pictures up tomorrow probably on my social media. I mainly am doing the droid stuff because while I wait for the primer to like a wet sand, spray it, and I'm like, what can I do for 15 minutes? And you know what I mean? I'm just going back and forth. The plus side to the hot days is you don't have 15 minutes and that primer is ready to be sanded again.
That's awesome.
But you got to watch on hot days like this. If you sand more than like 3 or 4 minutes, then the PLA starts like divoting. Like I divoted my last time on a hot day, I was sanding my Boba Fett jetpack, and I wasn't sanding it long, and it put a big divot right in the back just from the heat because the plastic's already hot. So,
oh goodness,
yeah. So you got to be careful in that regard. But yeah, I'm just trying. I just want all the stuff like done. Like the droids can, even if they're static, I can always put motors in later. I just want them done and sitting, not in my garage.
I saw a chopper once that was so it had wheels, but no motor in it, and the person had it hooked up to this funky handle, and he could wheel it around almost like have you ever seen those kids' bicycles where the parents have a handle?
Oh, yeah.
So it was like that. So they were like pretty much walking the chopper with this long handle, and their handle, maybe waist high, and they would just push it around through conventions.
Yeah, well, mine, like I'm gonna probably put the wires in. I have the servos, I just don't have the wheel motors. So, but and also I think for space wise, so maybe I'll do what you do with the handle. For space wise, this one can be adjusted to standing up or the 3 mode.
Okay.
So I may just have him standing up straight just for room in my house.
Oh, that's awesome.
But we'll see. Well, it's just like I said. I just want to get. I got a whole one half of my garage is just 3D prints that were given to me. So I need and some of them aren't worth. They've been sitting for so long that they're not like the one chopper body. When I went to even pull it out, I had 3 bodies at one time. It was so warped that it didn't even look like you couldn't match it up. Because I think someone had weight, not me. Someone had weight stuff sitting on it, and the whole. So I was like, sometimes you just got to cut your losses and go from there.
Yeah, then it becomes salvaged in somehow.
Yeah, but I need space in my garage. Like I have Sabine I want to finish. I have Vader that needs some time, and I just need like every time there's stuff sitting around, it's just less like. It's nice to be able to work on stuff. I know this is first world problems, but it's nice to work on stuff and have it sitting out, then have to work on it and move 50 things to do one thing.
Oh goodness, yeah. I know that pain all too well.
Right, because especially when my garage was crowded, I was tired out by the time I cleaned up the area to get my work done. That so. So that's but that's my and then I have a couple helmets and all that kind of stuff. Oh, someone messaged me. Oh, I think. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Zoe, I think she was coming home from work and forgot I was podcasting. So, but yeah, cool. But besides that, you have any troops coming up?
There's one in July that I want to go to. It's the one on July 24th at the Man Center.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I have to check the forums to see if there's signups for that. They're playing, I believe it's the Empire Strikes Back live, or they're playing the movie with a live orchestra.
Oh yeah, I did Return of the Jedi. I think it was Return of the Jedi. I was a photographer that day. I did photography. That's cool.
So there's that, and then I've got some other little things in the mix, but that's the only troop that I see right now on the horizon. I'm
gonna keep an eye on the temperature. Sunday, Haverty Grace is having their 4th of July parade, Old Line Garrison. Mm-hmm. So I'm one of those fair weather troopers, but if it doesn't look like it's going to be heat that'll kill me, I might go do that. Nice. Haverty Grace, Maryland, and I think that's the only one. There's some cons, but I'm more trying to look for little ones, like less cons and more, whatever. Also,
more community facing, more out and about rather than stuck in a building for 2 days.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was Delaware. I got to check First Line. They had one in July one year that was a street fair held by a library. And I'm going to see if I don't remember if that was, I'm thinking it was July, but for all I know, it could have been June. I'm thinking of looking into that one because that was a lot of fun too. Because it was literally like an entire block and a part of a park. And you just kind of moseyed around. And it was like you played those giant Connect 4 with kids.
Oh, nice.
And it was
Django made out of 2x4s.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. So, and then I got to plan our July armor / get together / whatever. So I just have to get over I just got to get back to being on East Coast time. Like,
yeah, you may find it's going to take you a few days. That's for sure.
Yeah. Cause we went long every day. I tell you, the Disney was worth it, but man, it took a lot out of me. And
I walked 7 miles that one day.
Fought all the popcorn buckets. Like I
what about the jetpack drink thing.
The jetpack thing that almost came home with me. Like that was when I messaged you. I think I messaged you and Todd when I saw it. Was it you and Todd about the armor or the
Yeah,
soft
about the
goods?
the flight suit.
And I did like the flight suit. I'm but it wasn't. I think if it was like $30 cheaper, it probably would have come home with me. But it came with, like, it came even with that foam piece in the front, the flexible gray. Like,
Okay.
it came with that part too.
The bib, is that what it's called?
Like, it's like a bib. Yeah, it's like
or no, the cummerbund.
Cummerbund. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
So again, it was the material that kind of freaked me out. It was that synthetic stuff. It wasn't cheap costume material, but it wasn't cosplay Sky material. Like if you were shot in cosplay Sky material, you'd have a burn hole, where the laser hit your cloth.
Yeah.
I think this would just melt, So not that we would be getting shot with it, but no, it was nice. I mean, I would like, if my armor was closer done, I probably would have bought it just to have it to wear. But if they're, if they keep carrying, I think the Jedi robes are better. Like their Jedi robes and stuff are much better. But it was
those are heavy too.
Yeah. And then they had a chrome looking helmet there, which was really cool too. Mando helmet. Like,
really?
I don't think it was a Black Series though. It could have been, because they had a bunch of helmets that were in different boxes. Maybe they put the Black Series in different boxes.
Well, they have the Black Series ones. Those are the Hasbro toy things.
Yeah.
And they at the parks and downtown Disney or Disney Springs, whatever it's called, the shops and the restaurants and all that, they have almost like their own Disney Star Wars costumes. So
yeah,
it's similar things like helmets and so forth, but not exactly the same.
Right.
The same construction.
Right. But they had some, and the gauntlets were nice. I thought the gauntlets were really nice. They have a chrome set of gauntlets. The armor was okay, but like before we started recording, I was telling you, it went on like in one piece and it hung over, and you could see the rivets.
Okay.
Like where the chest armor, and it was flexible, so I don't know, like, honestly, for the amount the armor cost, the armor wasn't cheap. The amount of effort it would take to cover those rivet holes and then repaint it, you're probably already into a set of 3D printed armor,
And I'm going to guess with the armor that it's all one size.
Yes, it's a one size fits most kind of deal.
Yeah.
But it was nice. I mean, like anyone, it would look nice. And I know some people want like the official armor. So if you're into that part, it was really cool. But the jetpack was cool. Zoe got one. Lizzie bought her one as a gift or something. And the jetpack is cool. Like it's almost like it's more like a Bo-Katan size.
Okay.
If you did a Bo-Katan, it's not like, it wouldn't look right, I think, as Mando. But if it was like a Bo-Katan or a Sabine type, that it would fit the armor.
And does it come with a harness? How does it?
I think it has shoulder straps. Like, you'd have to adjust that, but overall, it's pretty cool. I saw the sail barge, the Tauntaun popcorn bucket. Do you have that one?
No.
That was cool, and the Bantha was pretty cool. I think the Tauntaun kind of won. The Tauntaun, even though I really was looking at the Bantha to go, because I have Jabba and the Jawa. The Bantha I really like, but the Tauntaun was nice, but they're only like $14 or $15. They're not.
Oh, okay, much cheaper than a regular movie.
Yeah. The Tauntaun, and it's big. The Tauntaun is like $15. It looks, I don't know the exact size, but it looks like it would fit like the 12-inch figures. Like, you could probably put a 12-inch figure on it. He might be a little big, but it looks about that scale.
Oh, that's fun.
So the Bantha is not. The Bantha is pretty small. I guess they couldn't make the bantha. That wouldn't be a cup, but that'd be like a 5-gallon bucket of popcorn if they
Yeah,
made it.
hanging around your neck because they
Yeah,
usually come with some sort
did
of
a bantha scale.
some sort of a strap.
And the sail barge. Sail barge was nice too. But yeah, it was it was a lot of fun. The little 2-legged droids were out.
Oh, the little duck droids, the BB
Yeah, they had
droids?
them out where the speeders are. Like they don't come out onto where you can walk.
Okay. Oh, the
And-
little corral almost, the
Yeah, where
garage.
in there, and they're scanning the speeders. And then so I don't know if they're run like with a machine learning or something. I'm sure someone is off to the side keeping an eye on them and stuff. But hey, Coach Vader, but they were really cool, and then they would ham it up, and then they would go back to work. They would, and they just had a scanner. It was just a light, and it was scanning all the speeders and stuff.
Yeah, I thought each one of those was controlled by a different person. I could be
Yeah.
wrong, but
It easily could have been, but it was. I mean, they probably have either spotters or cameras. I was watching an R2 when we were eating lunch, and I was trying to find the person that was running it. Like I was just looking, and I was like, I don't know if maybe someone's running it via camera or, because I could not find the person. Like, I know what to look for someone running an R2. I'm looking for hands or, and I could not find the R2 person. So,
and there wasn't a Disney spotter around.
There was 2 spotters, but their hands were free.
Okay.
That's what that's what was weird. I was like,
Okay.
and the R2 was interacting. It was, and then there was like an audience guy with a backpack, and I'm like, oh, I bet you that's him. And then he left the other way in the R2 because he was there for a while. So that was my lunchtime activity. I was sitting up there at the Ronta Roasters, like looking down where you can look down and see where people and I was looking, Now again, these droid builder guys are super good at hiding themselves, and they're super good at doing all kinds of things without us noticing. So
yeah, especially because some of them, it's almost like they're using the equivalent of a Wii controller. Some of them.
Yeah,
are
they
so
use
small
the
now.
old PlayStation. They put them in their hoodie.
That's right.
Yeah, the PlayStation, whatever they're called. Yeah, so yeah, that's
But also to your point, they could very easily have someone behind the scenes remote controlling it, and the spotters are there just in case, people get too close to the goods.
Yeah. But it was cool. It was. I mean, we lucked out. Like I said, it was the World Cup was going on, so it was not crowded. And then we got to see the projection up onto the. Have you seen that yet? The projection up onto the. So, I think it's right after or right before the fireworks. I think it's before. They project the whole Skywalker saga it's almost like a storyteller telling it, and they project video onto the mountains of Batuu.
Oh, that's cool.
It's and I went to film it the first time I saw it, and I stopped myself because I don't want to be one of those people because it was so cool to see the first time I saw it. I'm glad I didn't even see a glimpse of it. So because up on the hill in Batuu above the Millennium Falcon to the right, if you're facing the Falcon, you look to the right, there's a little house with a little droid. I don't know if you ever noticed him up there. He's the one telling the story.
Oh, fun.
So, and then they had a Mando Grogu, like a real quick one about that, which was really cool. So
that's awesome. I got to get back.
Yeah.
I definitely don't spend enough time there.
Well, and then, the other Star Wars stuff happening, and I mean, there's been a lot, but the other Star Wars thing that was happening, kind of Star Wars adjacent, is I'm starting to get all these emails about the Lucas Museum. Have you started to get all those yet?
Yep. It opens up in just a couple months.
Yeah.
And they've been doing a lot more stuff. Like they had an Annie Leibovitz photo shoot there. They showed some videos from the inside.
You know what? It makes me so happy because George looks so happy. Like every video I see of George and his wife, he just looks so happy to be doing that. So that makes me
because I think it's the culmination and combination of some of the things that he has loved for the majority of his life.
Yeah.
He's loved artwork. He's loved storytelling. He's loved making. He's loved sharing.
Yeah.
And this is a different opportunity to share those things. And in some cases, share those things in the same place that you wouldn't necessarily make the connection. So,
Right.
there's a from what I understand, there's a full life-size General Grievous wheel bike
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's on display in this museum. And then somewhere else in the museum, there are Frazetta paintings, and there's paintings from Norman Rockwell, and there's
Yeah.
comic book panels that he's acquired throughout the years. So all of those things by themselves are incredible, but then when you combine them with all of the other stuff, it's overwhelmingly amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've only seen parts of the outside. I haven't even,
Oh, the
I've
outside
never
is
been inside.
the outside is beautiful. So if it's even remotely, and they're doing some cool drone shots and stuff like that above it. I just remember last time we went and looked at it, there was a guy jumping back over the fence, like he had climbed the work fence, and he was retrieving a soccer ball because there's a soccer field kids soccer field right on the end of it, and it was funny because I don't think he knew where. Like I was like, oh, that, and then he was like, oh yeah, I'm just getting my soccer ball. It's just funny. But yeah,
if I don't get to go this year, I definitely want to get there next year for celebration.
Yeah.
Or during celebration.
Yeah, I don't see myself getting to go before all my days are saved for that celebration trip. So Zoe became a member. So you can become a member of I don't know what it costs, but she's not filthy rich, so it can't be that much. But she became a member of the museum, like a I don't know what that means, but so she gets
it's like the Franklin Institute or the Please Touch Museum. Being a member oftentimes gives you X numbers of tickets for the year. There's different tiers to the membership.
Oh, okay.
So you can have an individual membership. At least, well, I'm talking from the experience when the kids were younger. Every year we'd get a membership somewhere.
Yeah.
So we've gotten Franklin Institute over time. We've got Please Touch Museum over time. And so you can get just an individual membership, and they've got different rankings for that, like senior citizens or veterans or students. And then you can do family memberships where you get tickets for you and tickets for other members of the family, which also gives you so many guest passes that you can get. So it'd be interesting to see what each of the membership tiers, for lack of better words, entails. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And she's what, like half an hour from there?
Yeah, if that. I mean, well, traffic the week we were there was brutal because of the I think the Dodgers were doing something. There was some Dodger games going on. I don't know anything about baseball or something at the stadium and all of the World Cup stuff. So the roads were not, my big complaint was my flight out was delayed 9 hours. And
fun.
And it threw luckily we hadn't left yet when we got the notice. They told us, like, literally we got up and we're packing the car up, and I got the notice that it was delayed 9 hours. But then that threw everything off. So when I got to LA, normally I rent the smallest car they can get, like a compact, I usually get like I think it's a Kia Soul or something like that.
Okay.
Because they're just it's just easy to navigate around. And they're like,
park.
oh, your car's not here. We're going to they give me an upgrade. Or you can wait. After waiting 9 hours, I could have waited. And I was like, no, I'll take it. And that was my only gripe for the driving part. I just like my little compact cars.
What did they end up giving you?
A Jetta.
Okay.
Which for some people, I guess they consider that a small car, but it felt like it was big for no reason. Like it wasn't bigger in the interior, and it just had a slightly bigger trunk and a slightly longer front end for no reason, So
yeah, we went out to Vegas once and did the same thing because it was just me and Heather and I, and it was luggage for the weekend, so we didn't have much.
Yeah.
And we rented the smallest car, and we had a delay of our flight from Philly to Vegas. And when we got there, they apologized and said, we don't have your car here. Will you take something else? And we said, well, what is the something else? And they said, are you okay with a Ford Mustang convertible? And I'm like, okay, I guess. I
I
guess.
guess I'll take the Ford Mustang. Yeah, no, I didn't get offered that. I just got the upgrade to the whatever.
Yeah. So at one point we had plans we went out to the Hoover Dam and out to some of the rock formations, and we got the top down, and we're doing like 95.
Nice.
It was maybe a little faster, but I won't say how fast.
Well, yeah. Well, out west, when we drove out west, I realized if you were going under 85, it was like you were just sitting still. When we from whatever Ohio to that Utah, it was like 85, and people were flying by me like I'm like standing still. So
why are you going so slow, old man?
Yeah. Hey man. So somewhat Star Wars related because of the special effects were done by Industrial Light and Magic. Did you see Supergirl?
No, I did not.
You did not see Supergirl? I would highly recommend go see it.
Yeah, we saw Disclosure Day instead.
Oh yeah, is that the one? The hive mind kind of?
Kind of, sort of.
Oh, okay.
It's the new Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Alien movie.
Was it good?
We liked it.
Okay.
We really enjoyed it.
Yeah. There's a television show that seems a little bit like that. I forget what the name of it is. Where it's the hive mind. Every human gets connected by this alien entity, and they all become.
Oh, that's definitely not it, but it's an alien movie. Yes.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I So we went and saw. Zoe booked us tickets. We went and saw. She wanted since we didn't get to see Mando Grogu, her and I, opening night. Her and I went and we did go see Mando and Grogu, together just because.
It's not playing around here anymore.
Yeah, so we went and saw that, and I loved it just as much, as before, but we saw Supergirl, and I was like, wow, these effects, because sometimes the DC effects look different. Not bad. I don't want but sometimes they look different. Sometimes I felt like DC is better at just speeding things up to avoid doing like Marvel type effects.
Okay.
And this had I think the super quality of the Marvel effects. I was like, so we always wait for the credits. That's just a me and Zoe tradition. Like we wait till the end of the credits. Industrial Light and Magic did some of the effects. So.
Oh, nice.
It was good. It was I never followed Supergirl. Like I followed Superman when I was a full-fledged comic guy. I followed Superman because I liked the Jim Byrne, I want to say his name is, from Man of Steel.
Yeah, Byrne.
Huh?
Byrne.
Yeah. I liked his Superman, his take on Superman when he kind of revamped Superman in the 80s. And so I did read Superman occasionally, and also Superman Action Comics in the 80s was one of the last 75-cent comics. So I was like, oh yeah, I can throw that into my other 30 books I get all every month. Yeah. And so I didn't really follow the Supergirl occasionally when she crossed over, but I always liked the idea because that was Supergirl, and they did it with Shazam, and they did a little bit with Batman. That was during the golden age of comics where they would just make superheroes didn't care. They're like, well, if we have Superman, we can have Superboy, and we can have Supergirl, we can have Superdog, and we can have, they even had Lois Lane had superpowers in the 40s or 50s at one point. And then Batman, you had Batman, Batwoman, Batgirl, Robin,
Batboy.
Yeah, and Shazam had a whole slew of them. And so it seems like
Shazam, they had a whole family that was
and they salvaged a lot of that with good writing, and fixing it so it made sense. And I felt like this story I thought it was really good. They put Lobo in it, which I always liked Lobo. Like Lobo's like the Deadpool of DC.
Of DC. Okay.
And
as Jason Momoa, right?
Yeah, and so my biggest worry was because when they showed the stills and they showed the commercials, It did not do it justice. Like Supergirl is one of those movies I wish they would have just shown less commercials, because the Lobo character was so good and so spot on that they should have trusted themselves and not shown anybody, because it works better on film than it does on a commercial or a still.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he was just like Lobo. Lobo is neither good nor bad, just, he tends to always fall on the good side, I thought they did a good job with Lobo. And just enough. It was their nice thing was, without spoiling anything, I was also worried that they were going to have a female lead and then they were going to need someone like Lobo to save her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then that didn't happen either. So,
oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, it was
I'll have to check it
really
out.
good. The girl who played Supergirl, I thought, did an excellent job. The cat, don't believe all the hype people are saying bad stuff about it. If they're saying bad stuff about one of two things, they didn't see the story, they didn't see the movie, or they don't understand character development and change, and you know what I mean, and how you set up a character for future. Every superhero has to have that setup episode, and they the growth and change in that character in that short movie, I thought was really good.
Well, and lately, what I've seen or observed, what I've observed about a lot of the folks who bash on anything, they're so consumed and concerned with looking for flaws, looking for faults, looking for cracks, looking for angles to exploit, that they truly, truly, truly miss the effects, miss the costumes, miss the music, miss the story, because they're, well, wait a minute, this didn't line up with issue 175 from 1999, where Supergirl did this thing,
right.
or fill in the political narrative or the whatever.
Well, I did. You know what I did like is, I mean, I liked the Supergirl that was in the Flash. Did you see the Flash movie?
I don't remember.
The Supergirl with black hair. You might not have seen the Flash movie. I would recommend watching that too. That's a good movie. I think it got panned because the actor, that guy, had some personal issues, but there was a Supergirl in there who I thought was really good too. And it didn't take away from this movie, didn't take away from her, and that movie didn't take away from this Supergirl.
Oh, awesome. That's great.
And I mean, people always refer to the first original Supergirl movie. I think if I remember correctly,
the one from the 80s.
Yeah, I think if I remember, my comic book people, that one was always panned as that was DC's equivalent to that Fantastic Four movie that never got released.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
or the Captain America movie. With the big foamy muscle
with
suit.
Reb Park.
Huh? Yeah, I don't know.
With Reb Park, who played Captain. They did two of those Captain America movies.
Yeah. No. Not that one. Not the one with the helmet. Not the one with the helmet. They made a Captain America movie where he fought Red Skull, but not he wound up. It was right after the first Batman movie, so I want to say it was 1990.
Okay.
And he had a foam muscle suit, like it was almost terrible, because they tried to do the Batman thing like when Tim Burton did with the rubber Batman suit, but this was literally like it was not a bad movie. That one was the storyline of that movie was very adjacent to the comic books, and if I remember that movie, one of my favorite scenes in all Captain America movies was when he became unfrozen. He thought that the people that were helping him were with Japan and Germany. And part of the reason he thought that, when they rescued him, they were driving a Volkswagen pickup. And they had a Sony cassette player or something like that. that said "Made in Japan." So he, you know what I mean? Like he,
Oh,
I
that's funny.
just thought that was pretty cool for a movie. But yeah, I would
So
recommend going.
when you saw Mando and Grogu this time, having seen it a couple times before,
Yeah.
did you pick up anything different or notice anything new?
I did. Me and Zoe actually had a discussion about it. I was like, at the end, I said, "Now look," I told her, I said, "I'm going to sound like one of those like fanboys online." I said, I have a whole story how this happened, but this is what people are going to pick apart. How did his ship get at the rebel base? That's what I noticed. I was like, wait a minute, his ship's at the rebel base, and he left it parked at his house when he was kidnapped. And then Zoe's like, yeah, the Anzellans probably made sure it was waiting there for him. So I was like, yeah, I'm fine with that. But yeah,
Yeah. Because the Anzellans were there on a Delphi base, right?
Yeah, because they were going for drinks. I just noticed like I watched the battle scene in the arena. I thought that was really good. Again, because you notice, spoiler if you haven't seen it yet. If you haven't seen it and you're listening to our show, you should probably go watch it. So I noticed the Jujeric table right away. I noticed how much I really hated the Hutts. Like when he got, and how his fighting style changed once he got his helmet back on. Like that helmet was like his, shield.
Oh goodness, yeah, 100%. It's his plot armor.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Right. It was like he was a different man when he had that helmet on.
Untouchable. Or uncrushable.
Yeah, but I looked at Embo more because I downloaded the files to do an Embo. I noticed Embo more. And then Zoe was saying that they filmed the scene because she knows some kids that worked on Mando Grogu. And I guess they filmed the scene like the battle scene at the end where Embo fell through and went down with the Hutts. I guess they filmed one where he didn't fall through, and him and Mando kind of just like went like battle bros. Like he just kind of, and I'm glad they didn't use that scene. I liked it that Embo just kind of escaped too.
Well, I do find it interesting that folks seem to be surprised that Embo was involved. But when you go back and watch the Clone Wars cartoon, Embo was on Nal Hutta and was helping the Hutts even then.
Yeah. Fake fans. Maybe they're just fake fans.
Yeah, or their long-term memory isn't what it once was.
I would have liked to see him ski on his helmet. Didn't he like? Didn't he
snowboarded on it?
Yeah. He snowboarded on his helmet.
Yeah, he did do the one. There was the one Captain America moment.
Yeah.
So there could have been more of that.
Well, that part of his helmet and his ship remind me of. Did you ever see the old karate film from the 70s called, or maybe I think it had to be probably the 70s, but it could have been the 80s. The Flying Guillotine.
I'm sure I did. It sounds like one of those Sunday.
It was these crime lords that they threw these things that looked like upside down pots, and they would land on your head, and then they would pull the chain and it would chop your head off. And they were called the Flying Guillotines, and they kind of looked like his helmet.
Nice. Now I'm gonna have to see if I can find that movie.
Yeah, it was. I don't even. I just remember because we had Kung Fu Theater, I think it was called. When I was a kid, you had like the horror movies in the afternoon, like the Hammer films and all those, and then after that you had Kung Fu Theater.
Nice.
And
I do remember on the weekends watching a lot of martial arts movies as a kid.
Yeah, Flying Guillotine, 1975. Yeah, there were these. Yeah, there it is.
Was that a Toho movie or no?
Let me see. I don't remember it being. it was a dubbed movie. It was, it was
Okay.
it was one of the. Let me see, director. How do you spell the name?
No, I was thinking the distribution company, the same distribution company as Godzilla, TOHO.
No, I don't know. I don't know where I would find that info,
Okay,
but
that's awesome.
yeah, it's all writer, producer, director. Yeah, I don't know how you find all that, but it's that Embo always reminded me of him. That movie. I don't know who the hero was. Like I said, I was a kid. We tried to make flying guillotines out of 5-gallon buckets. We tried, tried to make them. So
I'm hoping that they put Mando and Grogu out on Blu-ray,
oh yeah, yeah.
and I
hope
hope
so.
they also do. And I'm surprised they haven't. They haven't done the documentary for it on Disney Plus, or
Yeah,
the round
yeah.
table kind of stuff that they've done for other things. And I know later this year there's um, another Mandalorian book coming out. I just recently got the one for Andor, and I got that visual dictionary for the Mandalorian. But I thought there was going to be an art of Mandalorian, another art of
Yeah.
Mandalorian coming out. I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I like to see some of that. Zoe and I
And
went to a
so much of that movie, Mandalorian Grogu, and I apologize for interrupting, so much of it was practical. So even
yeah,
that ATST that Din and Grogu were on that went running down the mountain,
yeah,
they built an actual one that Din could sit on,
yeah,
and they even made like I don't know if it was just the head and neck or if it was the head, neck, and shoulders of Rada the Hutt.
yeah,
And
yeah.
there's some behind the scenes pictures of somebody wearing that, and he's fighting against. I don't know if he was fighting against Latif or Brendan or whatever. But
Whoever lost the draw had to put the suit on.
yeah, you're Rada today.
Yeah. Well, see, that's where Zoe and I were talking too. I was like, I wish they would have had enough faith in it that they wouldn't have shown us Rada. I wish they would have just showed us Mando and Grogu and one of the little funny scenes, and that's it. Like, don't show us Rada, don't show us, because how that would have been a Grogu moment if you saw Rada the Hutt grown up, in the movie. Because that was like one of the first leaks when they had what's his name do the voice.
Oh, the guy from the Bear or whatever.
Yeah.
Jeremy
So,
Allen White.
yeah. So, which is weird because when you listen to him, it doesn't even sound like him. Like that's what I said to Zoe too. I was like, they couldn't have just got anyone to do that voice because it's altered a little bit. It's so like you and I could have read those lines, if
Yeah.
we would have been trained. So I'm thinking that's probably one of those casting like friendship things. Like, hey, you want to do this? Like, I don't think that was done to. I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't think it was Jeremy Allen White in that Rada
No,
head,
I highly doubt that.
So it's not like so it's not
I was going to say, and the way his face was, you I don't know if mocap. It wasn't like Gollum where you can kind of see a little
Andy
bit of
Serkis.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of Andy Serkis in it. So, but hey, I don't understand Hollywood, but yeah, I'm glad I got to see it another time. I think Zoe's up to like 14 times to see.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, it's still showing in some theaters. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it another push, like in mid-July or something like that.
Unfortunately, here it's I can't find it anywhere around here.
Right, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if they do another because they had signs all over LA now in theaters. Mando Grogu. You know what I mean? So I wonder if it'll get like a, sometimes they like do a re-release of them kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there was so many blockbusters, like there was He-Man and Supergirl and back to back to back.
Yeah, but if you listen to the episode that we put out last week, Jay and I talking about how, people are trying to do this funky math that
Uh-oh, I lost you, Ken. You froze. Funky math is what killed Ken. So I don't know what happened to our... What happened, Ken? It said
You froze on my
as soon
side.
as you said funky math, you just froze. So you're talking
That's the secret word, funky math.
funky math, word of the day.
That according to some people, Star Wars has lost this 85% of its fan base or viewership or whatever, and it's just weird stuff.
Yeah, I that's where I'm listening to people who I'm sure barely passed middle school math discussing the complexity of movie making and saying, well, this movie made blah blah blah, so it's still a loss. I'm like, yeah, I don't know that. I mean, that I'm thinking just all the T-shirts I've seen for Mando and Grogu is probably made enough to pay for most of the movie, because you see like everyone's wearing them again. So Ken, you're froze again. It's very tough to tell when you're not blinking unless you're just. There you go. Yeah, you froze again.
Oh, I thought it was you froze.
No, well, maybe
I froze. You froze.
Maybe we both froze on our ends.
Yeah, we're in this
weird
time warp.
It is weird. It is weird. That everyone wants them to fail. It's funny because it's like people love companies that are harming them and not helping them in any way, but then a movie company that is just putting out entertainment for them, all of a sudden, it's like everyone wants it to fail. I don't understand that.
And it's interesting because one of the things that I read in the article that Jay and I were talking about last week is they were talking about how movie viewers are tired of corporate greed.
See, Ken, you said corporate greed, and then the corporate greed is what locked you out. You're locked again. And thanks to Coach Vader is telling us thunderstorms, so there probably is thunderstorms. But yeah, so you go ahead. You froze at corporate greed. So
yeah, they're just saying that some viewers they're saying that some viewers are tired of corporate greed, so they're not going to watch certain movies anymore, and instead they're taking their money and watching other movies from other corporations who are also attempting to make a movie for profit.
Right. Well, yeah, and Coach Vader said Nick sells more than honest assessments. Well, the other thing is, and this is where I would challenge everyone when you go to a movie, watch all the credits and see all the people that one movie employs. And there is, politics aside, everyone in the world wants American movies. You know what I mean? Like that the American movies are what people want. And you look at all those people that are employed, and especially in places like California where they have protections so people don't get exploited just because they can be on a movie. And the corporate greed, or I think some of the stuff that maybe hurt the movies this year is just prices of everything else. There are people struggling with gas and groceries and stuff like that. I do think that, but when it comes to the movie and what you get, I know movie tickets prices are not cheap by any means, but if you look at what everything else has gone up, like I think of the movie tickets have not gone up, and I feel like the food at movies, and I could be wrong, but I don't feel like the snacks have gone up nearly as much as everything else. Like
just the popcorn buckets.
Yeah, the popcorn bucket. But again, they would not make those popcorn buckets if people weren't buying them. People that complain about $100 popcorn buckets, someone is buying them or they wouldn't sell them. It's like you go to Disney Park and the buckets are $15 because people, they're not going to spend $100 on a bucket at Disney parks. But at a movie,
Well,
It is
and
what
on
it
the
is.
other end of that, let's go one step further. Some people will buy the popcorn bucket. They'll go to their local theater. They'll buy the popcorn bucket or buy several of the popcorn buckets, and then they'll turn it around and
Yeah.
will sell said popcorn bucket for 2 or 3 times the price of it. So on one hand, they're saying, "Oh, we viewers are sick of corporate greed, but we will gladly pay Knucklehead McGillicuddy twice the price for the Jurassic World popcorn bucket that's the size of a manhole cover."
Right. Yeah,
No.
and Sledder's Party is a shame negativity sells, and I, I'm just one little guy here in Lancaster County, PA, but I have just started like unfollowing and blocking the groups and people that just start ranting about negative stuff. And maybe it's me putting my head in the sand, but there's plenty of things to get negative about. You can political, people's rights, all that kind of stuff. That stuff I don't mind hearing debate. But when it comes to a movie company that is putting out entertainment, then I will just have to defer to it. It is an optional exercise. Ken, you froze again,
Yes.
but there you go.
Yeah, 1,000,000% yes. I'm with you on that. And I'm glad to know that we continue to find, you and I continue to find more folks who get excited by it, more folks who are inspired by it, more folks who want to do things related to it. Because one of the things that Jay and I talked about last week, he's considering putting together his own Star Wars podcast. He has a podcast about wrestling.
Yeah.
He's considering putting together one for Star Wars.
Man, you and I are like the Johnny Appleseeds of Star Wars podcasts.
I'm telling you, if we had a nickel for every podcast that started after talking with us, we'd probably have at least 25 cents.
Yeah. So, well, that's again, like you have to know what's negative and not, I mean, I don't know. I'll use Rose Tico's or whatever that line where she says, what'd she say? Something about fighting for what we.
Yeah, we don't win by destroying them. We win by protecting those we love, or something along those
something
lines.
like that. So,
I'm a fake fan. I haven't committed all of the lines to
you
memory.
haven't committed all that to memory yet?
Yeah. I haven't watched those movies nearly as many times as I've watched the Ewok movies.
Hey, you know what the other thing is that now to get back off the topic again. So we were at Disney and they have what's that lounge that like for the people that have Disney park or Disney vacation things where you can get your picture taken with Darth Vader and all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Well, they were having a special if you had a Disney Chase card, you could go in and go do it. So we got to get some pictures with Kylo Ren, which was kind of fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, I would recommend everyone to go to. I know it costs money and stuff, but if you can get to Batu sometime, just take a trip to Batu. Though I seem to go to Batu the day before or the day after all the clubs are there, like hanging out.
Oh,
Because
really?
the day after I was there, then a whole bunch of the like 501st and Mando Mercs were posting up that day. I was like, man, I just miss them by a day.
Really? Oh, that's funny.
Well, because in LA, it's not as much in Florida because Florida but LA, the Anaheim one, it's like right downtown, and all those guys it's just like they just go there and hang out. So, all right, well, Ken, once you unfreeze, I can. Can you see me, Ken? Blink if you're still there, Ken. There you go. You're back.
Yeah. I definitely think we've got some solar flares happening tonight.
Yeah. So, well, thanks everyone for watching us. Glad to be back.
Great to see you, Todd, and Coach Vader, and our buddy Slender Spartan.
Yeah. Oh, and on one of the new Galactic Empire music videos, it has a nice shot of Marcus.
Yeah, people thought it looked like Rex.
Yeah, he looks like Rex. Yeah. So if you want to see what live action Rex would look like watching a rock band, he's really fanboying out for that band, I'll tell you. So, but stay hydrated, everybody, and
stay cool.
You know, if you're working on armor in the sun, don't let it sit out very long. Don't leave your pets or armor in the car. Right?
Yes. And wear a respirator.
And what?
Wear a respirator, even if it's hot.
Yes. All right. Later, all.
I've been running scams on the street since I was 10.